सर
हाँ बोलिए।
सर ये मैं पूछना चाहता था, जैसे शेड्यूल वन स्पीशीज कोई अगर ऑब्जर्व हुई तो हम उनका कंजर्वेशन प्लान देते हैं। और प्लांट अगर कोई रीड स्पीशीज प्लांट ऑब्जर्व होते हैं अगर 10 किलोमीटर रेडियस में स्टडी एरिया में,
हम्म।
तो उसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं उनके लिए?
हाँ, see, in your study area, if you are asking about standard torque condition as per the EIA requirement currently, and you encounter any species one as per Wildlife Protection Act 1972 amended in 2022, then mandatorily conservation plan is required, and that conservation plan you have to submit to the PCCF wildlife wing of that district, and they have to look into and they have to approve the budgetary provision which has been fixed by a consultant in consultation with the proponent. If they found suitable, then they have to approve, otherwise they will sort ask for revisions in the budgetary provision, and accordingly they will approve the budget, and they will issue the letter in the form of one approval of conservation plan, that you have to submit with the EIA report to the Parves portal. When you are presenting your case for environment clearance, then EAC will ask for approval of conservation plan. That later you can show that conservation plan has been submitted and approved for the budget of this much. So that, and conservation plan, as yesterday we have shown that you have to provide some activity. Cost is different thing, cost is approved by the wildlife warden, right? But activity you have to propose, like how to conserve the existing biodiversity, how to avoid those negative impacts and convert negative impact into the positive impact on existing biodiversity. That activity you have to provide in a report that is known as conservation plan. Is it clear?
यस सर। मैं सर ये पूछ रहा था, कोई प्लांट है मतलब ट्रीज है कोई रीड स्पीसीज
कुछ
जो
भी है,
हम
रेड
कहते हैं?
स्पीसीज आ रहे एनिमल, आई एम नॉट आस्किंग अबाउट ओनली द
ट्रीज।
हाँ, शेड्यूल की बात जब कर रहे हैं दैट इज रिलेटेड टू द फॉना, बट इफ इट
यस।
इज ट्री, इवन एंडेमिक प्लांट्स इज आल्सो देयर, देन
हाँ।
अगेन यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर द सी कंजर्वेशन प्लान जो बनाते हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं वाइल्ड, इसीलिए बोला था उसको वाइल्ड लाइफ स्पीसीज वाइज कंजर्वेशन प्लान, अगर आप फौना की बात कर रहे हैं, एंड इट इज इफ इट इज फौना, देन जो भी कंजर्वेशन प्लान बना रहे हैं उसमें क्या एक्टिविटी डालेंगे? आप पहली एक्टिविटी डालते हैं कि टू प्रोटेक्ट द एग्जिस्टिंग बायोडाइवर्सिटी, दैट इज फ्लोरा, या आप फ्लोरा के लिए यानी ट्री प्लांटेशन, ग्रुप प्लांटेशन, अफॉरेस्टेशन या ऐसी कुछ एक्टिविटीज बताते हैं, राइट? सो वो क्या है, एग्जिस्टिंग बायोडाइवर्सिटी को कंजर्व करने का एक तरीका है। यू आर आस्किंग अबाउट द प्लांट्स लाइक रेड एंडेमिक प्लांट्स लाइक बम्बू और एनीथिंग। So what, again, only thing is the activity will change, activity, but process will be the same one. It is going to the PCCF wildlife warden approval from them only. Only thing is that your work should be focused on the just means to conserve the existing biodiversity, either flora or fauna or both. So accordingly activity will change. अगर आप बात करें कि एंडेमिक प्लांट्स हैं, या सपोज कल्प वृक्ष की बात कर रहे हैं, ऐसा कुछ ऐसा है जो बहुत ज्यादा, ये सैक्रेड ग्रुप्स हैं कहीं, और वो सैक्रेड ग्रुप्स ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि हम उनको डिस्टर्ब नहीं कर सकते। सो आप ऐसी कौन सी एक्टिविटी प्रपोज करेंगे जैसे जिससे कि वो पूरा जो एरिया है, या प्लांट्स है, या सैक्रेड ग्रुप्स है, या रेड स्पीसीज फॉर ऑफ द प्लांट्स हैं, या साइट्स में इंडेक्स 1 में है, तो अपेंडिक्स 1 में है, सॉरी, तो उसके लिए आपको एक्टिविटी प्लान करनी पड़ेगी। बैरिकेडिंग करना नहीं करना, बैरिकेडिंग अलाउ है तभी कर पाएंगे, या ऑलरेडी है तो उसके लिए केवल प्रोटेक्शन मेजर्स आप ले सकते हैं, बाकी चीजें नहीं कर पाएंगे। सुपरविजन मॉनिटरिंग के लिए कुछ कर सकते हैं। सो अकॉर्डिंगली, यानी आपको पहले समझना पड़ेगा व्हाट टाइप ऑफ एक्टिविटी हैज बीन ऑलरेडी डन इन द पास्ट, अब क्या गैप्स अवेलेबल है, क्योंकि कोई भी रेड स्पीसीज या ऐसी एंडेमिक प्लांट्स होते हैं तो वो आपको ओपन एरिया में नहीं मिलेंगे, उनके लिए कुछ प्रोटेक्शन ऑलरेडी लिया गया होगा बाय द गवर्नमेंट डीएफओ, राइट? बिकॉज डीएफओ इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू प्रोटेक्ट द एग्जिस्टिंग बायोडाइवर्सिटी ऑफ दैट एरिया। एंडेमिक प्लांट्स या कोई भी इस टाइप के जो बहुत ज्यादा सेक्रेट ग्रुप्स हैं, तो इसका मतलब है कि ऑलरेडी वहां पर कुछ न कुछ प्रोटेक्शन मेजर्स लिए गए। आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा बाय विजिटिंग द साइट एंड रिकॉर्डिंग द ऑब्जर्वेशन दैट व्हाट टाइप ऑफ गैप्स आर देयर, those gaps you have to fill. लेकिन आप एज ए कंसल्टेंट या एज ए प्रॉपरेंट नहीं कर सकते. We have to submit the plan to the government, and government has to approve that action and budget. देन यू कैन इवन जब अप्रूवल होता है, अप्रूवल बेसिकली क्या है, किस लिए करते हैं, रीजन इज कि वॉट एवर द एक्टिविटी यू आर प्लानिंग and the budget you are referring into the reports, that should be approved by the department only, and that budget you have to submit to the DFO or the concerned officer जो भी है आपका like wildlife warden, and they have to initiate, they have to do the activity on behalf of your proponent. आप जो भी कर रहे हैं ना आप करने वाले हैं ना प्रपोनेंट करने वाला है. अगर वो प्लान अप्रूवल हुआ है तो उस केस में केवल पैसा डिपॉजिट करना है उस डिपार्टमेंट को, कंसर्न डिपार्टमेंट को, वाइल्ड लाइफ विंग को, एंड द एक्टिविटी विल बी डन बाय द फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट ओनली. चाहे वो सॉइल कंजर्वेशन की बात कर रहे हो, सॉइल मॉइस्चर वर्क की बात कर रहे हो, या बैरिकेडिंग की बात कर रहे हो, सुपरविजन की बात कर रहे हो, या रेंजर्स, नए रेंजर्स डिप्यूट करने की बात कर रहे हो, या पीसी वैन की बात कर रहे हो, कुछ भी नया कोई भी एक्टिविटी करने वाले हैं, दैट विल बी डन बाय द ओनली फॉरेस्ट ऑफिशियल्स. वी आर ओनली अ प्लानर. जो EIA में भी जैसे हम करते हैं, सिमिलरली कंजर्वेशन प्लान में बनाएंगे. क्लियर?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? So I can take. Okay, one person is missing. Okay, no problem. So now I am sharing my screen for day 2, and just confirm if my screen is visible to all. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yesterday we have learned about that how the biodiversity assessment has to be done, and some key terms like study area, target area, project area, and all these things, and also what type of methodologies are there, procedures, formats, etc. we have discussed yesterday, and today I will discuss about some other terms and the technologies, and then we'll discuss about how the assessment has to be done, some secondary data, some data means required, because database is required, so we'll provide the links, and then in the last of the session we'll learn about how to use AI into this biodiversity monitoring or biodiversity loss assessment. And the last day, third day, tomorrow we'll discuss about the case study for biodiversity loss assessment, and again we'll share one Excel file, that is the biodiversity loss calculator, in which we have to do some exercise will be done tomorrow only. Today we will provide some again one assignment on having 5 questions that you have to address, you have to submit as you have done today. The same one you have to submit tomorrow by 5 o'clock. So before, because biodiversity of course it is having everything, but it started from 1992. That was the year when CBD was adopted, that is Convention on Biological Diversity, and this was adopted in the Earth Summit. It was basically United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. It was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 1992, and someone is there, I think. Yeah, AS True Abhimanyu, right? Again, one person is not there. No problem. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So it entered into force on December 29, 1993, and it has major, not I'm saying all these 8 activities are there. Majorly, these 8 activities which we have listed here, that how this is going to work. One, for the conservation of biological diversity. As you know, biological diversity is the biodiversity, because here you can see this is the BIO and diversity. It is the biological diversity. So the conservation, first objective of the CBD was the conservation of the biological diversity. And what it mean? It means, of course, the CBD or any agency, why they are looking for this conservation of the biological diversity or the biodiversity of a specific area. Important is to understand, for because biodiversity encompassing everything like ecosystem, all the ecosystem services, food, fiber, timber, etc., etc. And yesterday also we have understand the what is the importance of the biodiversity in our life, and every living entity is the biodiversity, and every other entity is related to others and dependent on others. So that means like even human depends on the animals, animals depends on human, or we can say on the plants. So everyone is connected to everyone else. So first objective was the of the CVD is that conservation of the existing biodiversity or biological diversity. So in this case, the CVD is going to recognize the intrinsic value of the existing biodiversity, and they have to fix the values of ecosystem for sustainable use, because everywhere are it is required to develop the industries on a piece of land for the development of the country. So it cannot, we cannot say that the industry is not going to put on piece of land, or here and there, or in any place, or in any village, or any industrial area. We have to do, we have to have some industries. Without industry we cannot do any other things, because as population is growing or increasing. Now I think you must aware that we are number one in world. So entire world, only the population of the India is at topmost, right? So if a population is going to increase, demand is going to increase. Then if demand is there, then supply will be there. It is not from only one industry, or coming from the various industry. It can be from different countries also, because we are whatever we are generating, it is not suffice. So from other countries also we are exporting. Second objective for this of the CBD was sustainable use of biological diversity. Of course, we have to use the biological diversity, but how to use the biodiversity in sustainable manner, so that it will be available for other our existing and coming generation, future generations also. It should not be like extinction of the species should not be there. In that way we have to use the biological diversity or the biodiversity. So that was the one major goal of this CBD. And third is fair and equitable sharing of benefit. Fair and equitable sharing means it should be like it has under the CBD it has been recognized that sovereign rights of the countries, every country have their specific biodiversity and genetic resources are there. So they have to ensure for equitable sharing benefit within the society. Like forest dwellers are there, they depends on the biological diversity of the vicinity, or simply we can say on the forest for everything, even for the living, for their food, for their cloth, for everything they are depends. But of course they have the right to live here, and other people also have some right, have some equitable sharing for the arise out the benefit from the biodiversity. So that should be divided between the parties, between the communities, between the people around surrounded there. And it all the biological resources are the what we can say existing biodiversity, that should be shared between the community. And fourth goal was access to genetic resources. Genetic resources means because some alien species are there. Sometimes we have some invasive species, and sometimes we have a good species are there, which is going to means cater the need of huge demand of the food. Or we can say sometimes we have like golden rice, sometimes different type of foods are there. So that on the basis of means due to the genetic resources available in India or specific area. So CBD has also established a principle and guidelines for the fair and equitable sharing of the benefit arising out of utilization of genetic resources, encompassing and emphasizing the importance of obtaining prior informed consent from the country to work on like research work. Suppose the person from other countries are going to work here in India for specific type of biodiversity or specific type of plants, because some plants having some different type of alkaloids, like mucuna parens is one type of plant. It is type of creeper, but they have the a different type of strong alkaloid that can be used for treating the ailments. So some people are working for research purpose, and they are using extracting the alkaloids, and they can use the alkaloid in some to form drugs, right? So this type of research can be done only when the consent from the party, or simply we can say the country, can be provided from the authorized agency. Then only the research can be done. Even if Indian people are going to work in Nepal or other countries, they have to, again, if there is some, because this is CBD is not for one country, it is for all the country. So under CBD, that country means we have to make a consent. We have to get a consent letter from that consent department of the country to work research, to conduct the research on specific type of biodiversity of the plant or for animal or anything, even for the specific type of area. Like suppose one area having specific type of bacteria or mycobacteria, then also consent is required. Fifth goal was sustainable development, and in this convention they integrate the conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity into broader area, and they ensured that interconnectedness of biodiversity conservation, poverty reduction, and human well-being that can utilized. The next is sixth one, institutional framework. So CBD establishes an institutional framework to support the objective, like conference of parties, subsidiary body on scientific, technical, and technological advice, etc., etc. So they have to work for all these objective, five major objective, like sustainable development, consent from the parent company, country, uh, to conduct research, fair and equitable sharing of the benefit, sustainable use of the biodiversity, and conservation of the biodiversity. Another thing, why we are talking about the biodiversity, are everywhere you will see that biodiversity is most important. Are in EIA also, biodiversity and socio-economic are the major area which to be covered are by the NABET assessor. Sometimes they are asking about why, because you can see here some graphs we have showing here that number of endangered species is rising annually. Even here you can see from 2007 to 2020, the number for endangered species start from in 2007 it was 7,851, and now it is going to reach means it is doubled, mostly double, like 7,800 to 15,400. So in only 13 years, if you see, if you can imagine, like in 13 year it has been doubled. So next 13 or 10 15 years, what will be going to happen? So number of endangered species are going to increase by the climate change, are anthropogenic activities. Not only one reason, there are number of reasons, and this you can see this has been taken from the IUCN red list only. This is not for one specific country, it is whole world, because whatever the number of species IUCN they have registered, so that was presented in the form of graphic representation. Different type of species, mammals, reptile, birds, insect, amphibian, mollusca, etc. That means color code has been given here. So but in totality, if you see, 50, more than 50% even, the endangered species has been increased. And if you see extinction, again it is similarly since 1500 to 2018. So you can of course check centuries. Of course, extinction for any species taking a longer time, but it is happening. Why it is happening? Due to the anthropogenic and climate change. So that we have to think over it. And in the CBD, which is already established in 1992, that conservation of biological diversity, existing biodiversity, sustainable use of the biological component, and the equitable sharing, access to the genetic resources and benefit sharing, etc., etc. But it is happening again in 2018 also. You can see it is going to rise. Here in this case, if you see amphibians, it is more number in 2018. So another thing we need to understand about the biodiversity is the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals are there. And agenda for 2030 has been fixed under SDG, and there are 7 major goals. Of course, number of goals are there, but out of the 17 goals, there are 7 specific goals which are directly or indirectly connected to the biodiversity. How? You can see here. Number 1, SDG goal number 14. 14 number is life below water. This is the goal of SDG, and for this is the name of the SDG. SDG goal number 14, life below water. What is the goal for this? Conserve and sustainably use the ocean, sea, and marine resources for sustainable development. So what the relevance to the biodiversity is, here you can see, because this is a life below water about the ocean, sea, or marine, that is the biodiversity directly, and that means life below water SDG 14 directly connected to the biodiversity, addresses the conservation of marine biodiversity, aquatic biodiversity, protection of aquatic ecosystems, and sustainable management of fisheries. So this is directly connected to the biodiversity. Next is SDG number 15, life on land. Again, this is directly connected. Life means biodiversity. Goal of life of land is life on land is protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem, sustainably manage forest, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation, halt biodiversity losses. So how it is connected, you can see, focuses on terrestrial ecosystem. In case of 14 number, this is for marine and aquatic life or aquatic biodiversity. But in case of 15 number, it is related to terrestrial ecosystem, terrestrial biodiversity, biodiversity conservation, and sustainable land management to prevent the biodiversity loss, which is our ultimate goal for this training session, biodiversity loss assessment, right? So, sorry. Another is SDG number 2, zero hunger. What is the goal for this? Zero hunger means end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. Again, you will see agriculture. So whenever it is coming agriculture or anything that is related to biodiversity. So how it is relevant to the biodiversity? Encourage sustainable agriculture practices that consider biodiversity, soil health, ecosystem to ensure long-term food security, and also because it is related to the agriculture or food security, that means agriculture again they encompasses different type of biodiversity. If you see one cropping land, it is not only the cropping land, they have other fauna, because they harness the other type of insects and etc. They are depending on those agriculture crop fields. So that means this SDG 2 is again directly connected to the biodiversity or conservation of the biodiversity. Next 4 number is SDG 6, and SDG 6 name is clean water and sanitation. So the goal is ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. For all means everyone throughout the world. How it is related to biodiversity? Here you can see clean water and sanitation. If you are talking about the water, the which is supporting to the biodiversity, either rainwater or the water in the pits, water stored in lakes, reservoirs, swamps, anything. So it is again emphasizing the importance of protecting and restoring water related ecosystem to support the biodiversity and ensure clean water availability. So this is again related to the biodiversity, SDG 6. Another is SDG 11. So what is 11 telling? Sustainable cities and communities. So the goal for SDG 11 is make city inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. How it is related to the biodiversity? If it is means safe, resilient, and sustainable, means we have to promote the green urban space. And green urban space means the biodiversity or the green belt. If we are referring to green, that is green belt. biodiversity conservation with the urban area, and also sustainable urban planning. So that is directly related to the biodiversity conservation. SDG 7, 6 number SDG 7, which saying about affordable and clean energy. Here it is about saying about energy. The goal for ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. Again, all means everyone, right? So relevance to the biodiversity is it encourages the development and use of renewable energy to reduce the environmental impact and protect the biodiversity. Because when we are using the fossil fuels, then what is going to happen? EIA, when you are preparing the EIA, mostly pollution coming when we are burning fossil fuels. Correct? Means GLC is high when you are going to burn lignite, pet coke, etc., 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 coal, anthracite, or something. And if you are means switching over to the clean energy, so pollutant emission will be very less or zero. That is use of clean energy, and in that case what is going to happen, the environmental impact of pollution load will be less or zero. Of course we cannot say immediately zero, but it is very less. And if it is less, then what is going to happen? It is it is not directly, but it is indirectly connected to biodiversity, because it reduces the environmental impact. And if environmental impact going to reduce, then it is going to protect the existing biodiversity of that area. Correct. And another last one is the SDG 17, and it is the last one, partnership for the goals. All the goals. So every country has to make a partnership, strengthen the means of implementation, revitalization of the global partnership for the sustainable development. How it is connected to the biodiversity is that SDG 17 encourages international cooperation and partnership to support the biodiversity conservation. Because if they are going to make a partnership for all the goals, 16 goals, because this is the 17th one, so out of 16, if you see, 6 goals are related to the biodiversity, and 5 out of all these 17, 5 SDGs are directly related to the biodiversity. That means they are again conserving the biodiversity, or they are promoting or supporting the biodiversity conservation at a global level. So this is again indirectly related to the biodiversity. So SDG 7 and 17 are indirectly related to the biodiversity, but SDG 14, 15, 2, 6 and 11, these are directly connected, are directly related to the biodiversity. That we need to understand, because sometime when we are going for report preparation in the EIA, then we are preparing conservation plan, or we are preparing the biodiversity conservation plan, etc., then we have to mention about sustainable development goals, how you are going to achieve. Even in carbon footprint, if you are going to reduce the carbon footprint, how it is going to reduce, and what type of offset you have proposed, and how it is going to affect your sustainable development goals, and which sustainable development goal is going to achieve at what manner, or at what spectrum, quantum, etc., that you can mention in the reports. Next key term is protected area for biodiversity loss, because in case when it is passing through any protected area, then again it's most important thing. Protected area basically is like we can say notified area for the wildlife, or simply this is type of ecosystem, like the forest or national parks, or forest can be divided to protected forest, reserve forest. Then this reserve forest can be a national park, wildlife sanctuary, biosphere reserve, etc., etc. That depends on the type of gazette notification, and from the department first, then from the state first, second, and third from the ministry. So after 10 years data, the one forest can be the status of one forest can be changed to another one, like national park, wildlife sanctuary, or something. And even draft notification, if you are aware about, first state government has to notify for any specific type of location ecosystem for a specific name, biodiversity conservation reserve or national park or wildlife sanctuary. Then the recommendation has to be submitted to the government, and a ministry of environment forest, they have to work on, they have to look for the data it has been which is generated by the forest department, submitted to the ministry. On that basis they have to notify for the specific area with delineation of the map. I think you have referred sometime the wildlife sanctuary or national park map. Then you will understand like how they are managing, and then notification will come in the form of gazetted notification. Even before 1 year, they have to draft one draft notification. They have to issue the draft notification that should be in public domain, and after 1 year, that should be finalized as a biosphere reserve or national park or wildlife sanctuary, etc., etc. Some name are given. I'm not going to this like what type of, because you are also associated and you are working in the EB, so I'm not going to discuss about what type of Jim Carbon or Ranthambore or Sundarban, etc., etc. That is the only thing that we need to focus on, only target area, which is our target area, that we need to focus, we need to have. Because if any type of specific protected area is there, in case of railway line, in case of highway especially, because in that case linear project, any type of protected area can be encountered. Even gir forest or Kevlar, they are any type of, in any area, then the methodology will be same. Only thing is we have to that what is going to change, that only the cost of the land, cost of the all the ecosystem services going to change, that we have to fix as per the state condition. So that is going, I will explain in the Excel sheet when we are providing and doing exercise, that how we can fix this, because this is highly variable. It is not fixed for any specific area or whole country. In case of carbon emission, we have fixed that has been already fixed, and that is the same one. Emission will be same from any type of fuel you have to burn in any part of country. But the even the land cost, I think you are aware about, the cost of land is very highly variable from one state to another state to another, and different states, right? So similarly, even the cost, yesterday I told that cost of one tree for like timber handling management, etc., they are just taking tree for the timber, so they have to give the cost for the timber only, right? Even that cost is also highly variable from one state to another state. So for the biodiversity loss, cost will be variable. So whatever I am going to provide you Excel sheet for biodiversity loss calculator, as a biodiversity loss calculator, that is not uniform for every area. That you have to fix, you have to fix your references before using that Excel sheet, right? So before going to this, I will discuss some term like stress on biodiversity. So how it can be addressed, because sorry, many human activities are, simply we can say, the anthropogenic activities or industrial activity that is going to affect the biodiversity in any manner. Sometime it is vegetation clearing, sometime forest divergence, sometime nara divergence, sometime any different type of landscape diversion or landscape development even. So this can be happen to the existing biodiversity, and growing human population. As I said that even you must know that we are number one in population, and also it needs some land development that comes with the population growth, can be especially detrimental, because land conversion and land loss of habitat can affect the stability for the existing species, or we can say the biodiversity. So in case the habitat loss or fragmentation is a challenge for all the species, for all the existing biodiversity in the vicinity, even as for the human also, for the forest dwellers also, for other natural habitats also, because they are also depends on those area or those ecosystem. So over exploitation from extractive use like commercial fishing, game hunting, etc., etc., that also reduce the species number. And sometimes people are also harming biodiversity by putting stress on environment, like overusing. Sometime outdoor recreation may be a positive, healthful activity for human, but it is going to make high pressure on the existing plant life, and also they can make a stress on local animal population. And during this type of activity, invasive species can be introduced in that case, and some invasive species can outcompete or consume native species, and that is the point of extinction of the existing species or existing biodiversity in that vicinity or in that area. So even from the pollution or pollutant emission from the industry, or some different type of chemical to nutrient loading, and that can also pose a serious threat to the existing biodiversity of that area. These are some stress on the biodiversity that we need to identify when we are going for target area. I'm saying again, three things are there. One is the project area, another is the study area, and target areas. Project area means your project, whatever the plot area, whatever the highway area, ROW, ROU, whatever is the industrial plot for the development of your industry, whatever the building plot area, that is your project area. Study area means buffer area of 10 km radius from your project area. Include, of course, it is included, but your project area, when we are saying as a study area, that is 10 km radius from the boundary of the plot, not including the plot or industrial plot or the project area, right? And target area is the area on which the biodiversity loss is going to happen, or simply we can say the area for which divergence are to be expected, or tree felling is expected. Tree felling is also a type of biodiversity loss. That is your target area. So you need to classify what is your project area, what is your class target area, what is your study area. Study area always will be 10 km radius, because this has been fixed by the ministry, so it is not going to change. Only thing is going to change, that is project area and your target area. Project area defined by your proponent, how much area they are going to develop, that is your project area. And target area is the area under the project area only, for which diversion is going to happen, or biodiversity loss is going to happen. Is it clear? Because I have seen some of the assignment. I'm not going to tell the name, but I was confused that sometime you are missing the term project area, study area, and this what we can say target area. That's why I am just explaining again. Can you say yes or no? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. So for the conservation of the biodiversity, what type of course, I think even initially one question was there, that how we can conserve the plants and flora of any specific area. So conservation plan is required, of course. That time when there is no flora of any schedule 1, and you are just preparing the conservation plan for the flora, then the conservation plan will be the biodiversity conservation plan. It is not wildlife conservation plan, that you must understand. Biodiversity conservation plan and wildlife conservation plan is different. If you are having schedule 1 species, then biodiversity and wildlife conservation plan will be the same one, and in that case we are saying only the wildlife conservation plan. If we are saying that wildlife is also a biodiversity, yes, of course it is a biodiversity. I am not saying a different thing, but I am saying if you are having the wildlife schedule 1 species, you are preparing the conservation plan, so it is already there for conservation of existing flora and fauna for the both, and that conservation plan should be approved from wildlife warden, PCCF. But in case when only you are preparing conservation plan for, or simply we can say the conservation of biodiversity plants, conservation of the endemic plant, then that conservation plan is known as biodiversity conservation plan. So biodiversity conservation plan, that is BCP, that is not required to approve from wildlife warden, that should be submitted to DFO, District Forest Officer. Here you need to identify the concerned authorities. If it is directly related to the flora only, then that biodiversity plan should be approved, should be submitted to the DFO. And if there are any if there are any schedule 1 species and you are preparing the conservation plan, that is known as wildlife conservation plan. Even sometime it is said as a specific species wise conservation plan, species wise wildlife conservation plan. Then you have to submit to the PCCF wildlife warden, wildlife wing, whatever it means, you can say, in the district, and then it is going to state, right? And it should be approved from PCCF only. But in case of biodiversity, only for flora, as a question has been asked, so that you can prepare biodiversity conservation plan. And some activity you have to mention, like how genetic diversity can be conserved, because the endemic plant have their genetic diversity, that is very unique genetic diversity, because genes regulate all the biological process on the planet and increasing the ability of organism to cope with the environmental stress. That is the reason they have developed their self as a for an a specific area, for a specific area as an endemic, and they cannot generate or regenerate on other area. If you are going to take seeds are different things and you want to grow somewhere, they will not develop, they will not grow, they will not regenerate, because they have a type specific type of genetic diversity or genes that can be grown or regenerate or produce at the specific area in the specific climatic condition. That's why they are said as a endemic plants or endemic species, right? So preserving the genetic diversity, ensuring the existence of wide range of crop, or we can say this can be withstand the disease, or they can you having useful biochemicals, that I said, the alkalides, etc., that can be used in pharmaceutical industry, healthcare. And if we are maintaining that way, that means the pollination, pest control, etc., can be controlled, and also the losses in the genetic diversity can also be reduced. So this, in this way, the biodiversity has greatly contributed to the modern medicine. And a different type of strategy we can use, like reverse the decline species, or the conservation of all biological aspect. Conservation of all biological aspect means everything to be protected. As I said, in case of species wise wildlife conservation plan, it is covering everything, all the flora and fauna, not only the species you have encountered for the schedule 1. But in case if you are preparing the plan for only plants, then biodiversity conservation plan will be there, and you have to make activity specially for that, like how to conserve and preserve the genetic resources of that area, right? That activity you have to provide. Some strategies are there, like conservation for the food variety, timber plant, livestock, microbes, etc., etc., and also agriculture, animals will be done. The activity we have to provide that everything should be protected in that area. And also identification conservation for all economic organisms we have to do. And preservation of unique ecosystem can be done or should be done. Efficient utilization of resources should be done in the report. We have to identify, and we have to prevent the poaching and hunting, like activity we have to provide for prevention of poaching and hunting. And also we have to provide the activity for development of reserves and protected area, that should be carefully done. And activity should be provided for the reduction of the level of the pollutant, how it should be reduced by the proponent or by the industry. And also activity should be provided for provision of deforestation. Even in case regulatory monetary authority we have to provide for a strict environmental laws should be followed. And the conservation of all the endangered species of the plant or animal, that can be done in a simple manner, that we have to provide in biodiversity conservation plan, or simply we can say for wildlife conservation plan, right? Some ecological sensitive area like religious or historical places will be there sometime in your study area. Sometime archaeological monuments will be there. Scenic area or hill resort, mountains will be there. Hillocks area, beach resort, health resort, etc. Sometime coastal area where coral reefs, mangroves, etc. will be there. Turtle breeding grounds will be there. Or as we have seen yesterday, like crocodiles, etc. Some estuaries will be there for the mangroves and specific species. Gulf area, biosphere reserve, national park, wildlife sanctuary, natural lakes, swamps, seismic zones, etc. And also area of scientific and geological interest, defense installation, border area like international borders, airport, tiger reserve, elephant reserve, turtle nesting grounds, habitat for migratory birds, resident birds, lakes, reservoir, dams or swamps, streams, river, estuary, sea, railway line, highway, or any urban agglomeration, etc. So these are the ecological sensitive area that we have to identify, and we have to provide in a tabular form in our report, so that one can identify how much area is sensitive. And for the ecological impact assessment, what we have to do, first we have to identify the quantification, we have to do the quantification of flora and fauna that we have yesterday. We have seen some number of methodology for different type of landscape like lakes, creeks, marsh, mangrove, coral, forest, bushes, etc. are including the breeding ground or spawning ground of turtle, nesting ground of birds, etc. are habitat, flight path, etc. of the migratory birds. So that consistency we have to provide for the developmental project uh, to delineate with the policy, heritage orders, measures under the tribal and native people legislation, etc., etc. And also we have to provide some specific safety provision like allergenic plants, poisonous plants, venomous species, pest or nuisance populations are that can change dramatically, or they can also change the environment of that area. So possible effect of the proposed development on terrestrial species can be provided in the form of like which we are providing in chapter number 4 for anticipated impact assessment. So in that case we have to quantify the type of impact on ecology existing biodiversity due to the developmental activity. And also we have to anticipate the impact of the biodiversity due to the biodiversity on the people who is going to work in the industry or in the we can say the linear project, right? So that we have to also identify like snake bites, etc. So that we have to identify if this the divergence are forest divergence are there, our railway line is passing from the forest area, then this type of our wildlife is there, snakes are there, venomous snakes are there, poisonous snakes are there, and different type of other animals, white animals, they can attack on the workers. So that is also we have to anticipate, and we have to provide the mitigation measure how the people has to work in day and night. Of course, whenever we are passing through any protected area, then working in night is not allowed, right? Another term is Biodiversity Act. So I think you are aware about Biodiversity or Biological Diversity Act was enacted in 2012, and there are some statutory orders are there. The rules was notified later on stages in 2004, 15th April 2004 wide GSR 261E. GSR is General Statutory Rules that should be notified under the one act, specific act like for biodiversity rule. So that is coming under Biodiversity Act 2002, and it was issued in 15th April 2004. And in this case the ecological region has been defined to protect like rainforest, moist semi-evergreen forest, moist deciduous forest, mangroves, marshes, dry evergreen forest, dry deciduous forest, savanna, thorn forest, temperate, broadleaf and mixed forest, Himalayan dry temperate forest, East Himalaya moist temperate forest, subalpine forest, alpine and mountain grassland and steppe, and moist alpine scrub and dry alpine scrub. So these are type of ecological region of the India. Here you can see why ecology we have to address in EI report, because as per I said yesterday that it is required as per the standard TAR Like sometime it is written the ecology should be ecology or ecological environment of the study area or 10-kilometer area should be addressed in the IA. So we have to we are going to address accordingly, but it is important to identify what is required. It is totally depending on the type of project, how we have to select the area, what type of attribute, what type of scope, what type of parameter we have to select for collecting the baseline data, how we are making the habitat mapping and sampling location. That is totally depend on the expert. And that the expert has to decide after familiarity of the project. Yesterday I told that if it is there is no biodiversity loss is going to happen, then there is no requirement of quantitative assessment at the site. You have to provide the baseline study of the study area. For study area, what we have to do, we have to check the diversity of the study area, habitat diversity, landscape indices, etc., ecotoxicity if it is available, diversity of the forest and forest fires, etc., ecological pyramid, eutrophication if water bodies are there. So baseline evaluation can be done as we have discussed yesterday. Also sometime for anticipated impact assessment, we have to sit with the socio-economic expert also, because ultimately the people are using the biodiversity, people of the vicinity, they are using the biodiversity. So socio-economic expert is also required, also playing an important role in the evaluation of the ecological assessment or ecological impact assessment in case of from any industry or from any type of area. So that these are the some terms which is related to the biodiversity. Now we'll discuss about how AI is going to affect the biodiversity study or monitoring, biodiversity monitoring. So AI is the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is of course coming for every nook and corner or every aspect. Of course, you if you see any type of gadget, they are working on AI. This artificial intelligence can be used to fight biodiversity loss by analyzing vast amount of data, monitoring ecosystem, and also spotting trend over time. An increasing number of researchers is turning into artificial intelligence to monitor biodiversity and bolster efforts to help the endangered species to monitor and to conserve the biodiversity of the vicinity. Here we have provided some link that is related to the biodiversity conservation and biodiversity, the AI use of AI in biodiversity. I have already shared some documents which is related. I'm just putting here that you must understand what is required and what is not, and how we can use this. We will give some demo for some specific type of software, not all, because you have to work in this. Like here you can see transforming global food system is the key to tackling the climate crisis and protecting people and planet. This is again, it is based on this. And here restore eco. So all things like we have given the links, you can open. And also I have shared one software also that you can run, which is to be utilized for there are number of softwares, some free softwares also there, some paid softwares also there, and some machine learning for ecosystem services article I have already provided, that you can just the study material has been already shared with you, so you can check all the study material, other materials with the PPT you can download. And also I have given the link for the software, one software I have shared on WhatsApp, that you can install. Otherwise link has been provided here in this. So and also I have given some YouTube link, that also you can watch for like how AI is going to use in case of biodiversity. So this artificial intelligence tracking the wildlife pattern and predicting the extinction of endangered animal species. Because one ecologist Han, they are using AI to search for pattern in large data set to make more accurate predictions, such as whether newly discovered viruses might be capable of infecting human, and which animal are most likely to harbor those viruses. One of the most promising application of AI in environmental conservation is monitoring environmental conditions, because AI is also using sensors. AI can analyze large amount of data from satellites, sensors and other sources to provide real-time information on environmental conditions like air quality, water quality and thermostatic temperatures. And the climate change is driving more frequent and intense wildfire, so AI is going to help for reducing the wildfires. Now, a Berlin-based startup using AI with sensor in forest to find small burns before they spread into mega fire. Also, AI is helping to explain, to explore, and expand our knowledge of the universe, that is processing power. It is going to make easier for human to move the needle on environmental action needed to combat the issue like global warming and also the biodiversity loss. So we can use this AI or artificial intelligence for the biodiversity monitoring or biodiversity loss. Here you can see some specific data. If you are going to encounter or analyzing the large data for of biodiversity using AI. So here the steps like vast data collection for the study and track wildlife pattern. They are going to predict the endangered species, and also in this case seizing the poaching and classify animal species using the AI. And more than 30,000 threatened species across the globe has been estimated. So scientists are using AI to understand what put these species at risk by offering the information about where they are born, how many survive, and where they go, and how far they go. So sometime the AI facilitate the collection of vast data, and also this is going to help wildlife researcher in studying the wild animal species collectively and making strategy to protect them. And AI track wildlife pattern and predict the extinction of endangered animal species. And also it is going to help to detect and stop the wildfire, as I said, and wildlife poaching. And it can provide the information about effect of climate change before it is going to happen. And also AI assist in assessing the species population and see the changes. And because AI is artificial intelligence, so they can also you can also predict what is going to happen in the future for next 10 year or 20 years. So because it is based on the last previous data, and AI is going to help to stop illegal animal trade on social media because they can track immediately. And also AI can identify, classify animal species into various classes and provide detailed information about them, because taxonomy is very tedious job. So by using AI, taxonomical study is very simple. AI algorithm can conserve the animal habitat by predicting animal migratory pattern using the data sets. So here you can see some company, they have developed AI based software to protect the biodiversity, to monitor the biodiversity. One is the captain of the conservation. So this is the software. Here, captain conservation area prioritization through artificial intelligence. I have given the link for this also. If you are going to use this, you can download the software. It is free, and manual is also there. It is basically the person who is knowing GIS, so they can use easily the software, because there is overlaying data as required, like some type of georeferencing, some type of GIS understanding is required to use this software. So that is better if you you are aware about GIS, ArcGIS, QGIS, something, or any type of GIS software, because some customization is required. Like this type of system evaluation can be done. So this is more advanced version of AI, because this is involving algorithm that can be trained to model large scale conservation actions. And there are some, not only this captain, also Markson. I have already given the software Markson, which you can use. Captain is there, you can download, as I said. And the Markson, here you can see this. Yeah, this Markson is decision support system, as ministry using DSS system. DSS, decision support system. Simply this Markson is also decision support tool used in conservation planning and biodiversity management. This is the software application designed to assist in identification of priority area for conservation to achieve the specific biodiversity objectives. And this software employ the mathematical algorithm and optimization technique to find most efficient and effective way to represent the biodiversity while considering various constraints. And it is important tool in the field of conservation planning, providing a systematic and quantitative approach for decision making system. It has been widely used by researchers, conservation organizations and government, and it is freely available. If you click on this link, you can see here all these two softwares are free. Here you can see, you can immediately download. Maxon software is free and open, and there is some guideline. You have to click on download. If you click on download, then you have to fill the data. Your means demographic data. You can see first name, last name, organization, email, country, and affiliation. Then what is the purpose of this? Some checklist is there, you have to fill. After putting I agree, means for submission, immediately will get the zip file which has been already shared with you. I have shared this Maxon for version 4.06, that has been already shared with you. So you can means extract the file. You can also go to the using of this. For using, manual is already there, also given here, and I have also shared on email and WhatsApp, means how to use this software. This is prepared in 2020 for version 2.43, but the same one, like some additional update has been given, but command will be the same. So here you can use this, and also YouTube, some YouTube videos are available how to use Maxon for biodiversity conservation. So that can be used here. All the means input files, etc., how to upload, how to make georeferencing, etc., using this software has been given here. So that, of course, it is the separate exercise. You can learn like for optimizations, etc. Simulation methods has been given. So what are the key feature for this? Key feature for the Martian is systematic conservation planning. It is basically used for systematic conservation planning, where it helps identify spatially optimal reserve networks based on ecological, economic, and social criteria. And for biodiversity conservation, this tool assists conservation practitioners and planners in selecting area for protection that contribute to the overall conservation of biodiversity, taking into account the distribution of species, ecosystem, and other relevant features. Another is spatial analysis, is utilizing spatial data such as habitat map, species distribution, ecological information to generate the solution that balance conservation goals with other consideration like minimizing cost or incorporating diverse ecological features. And also this is going to help in trade-off analysis, because it is going to allow users to explore trade-off between different conservation objectives like maximizing species representation or minimizing the cost or maintaining connectivity between the habitats. And also it is going to help for climate change adaptation, because it is going to apply to address challenges related to the climate change by helping identify area that may serve as a refuge, a corridor for the species responding to shifting the climatic condition. And also it is going to help for fisheries management, because it is going to provide additionally for biodiversity conservation for fisheries management to optimize the marine protected area and balance conservation with sustainable fisheries practices. So that can be utilized, but this can be utilized only where the this type of area, like in case of mining area, large area is available, or in case of railway line, or in case of highway, where large area is involved in case of project. But in case of industrial area, this is not going to happen, because in case of industrial plots, there are small plots are there, they are located in a notified industrial area, there is no tree felling, there is no any biodiversity loss, then it is not going to happen. But in case where the larger area are reservoirs, a dam, river valley projects, etc., then all these type of things are software we have to utilize. Another thing is chat GPT. This is OpenAI, of course, and it is free. Of course, they have 3 version. If you are going to use chat GPT, you can use immediately. This is chatbot actually, but this chatbot can be used in biodiversity conservation, biodiversity monitoring, or in even the EIA preparation, because this can help for analysis of data. This has three type of, like here you can see, when you are opening chat.openai.com, I have already given the link here. So this you can click on PDF, on the PDF, immediately you can go, otherwise you can search on Google. So if you go to this, then what is going to happen, you have to first sign up, because I have already signed, so this is immediately coming to this user. So here you can see one upgrade plan is given for free. Three things are there: unlimited message, interaction, and history. Access to GPT 3.5 model, and that can be used on iOS, Android, and web. Yani you can use on laptop, you can use on phone of Android and iOS, Apple, right? So in free only it is chatbot, but in case of two paid versions, one is $20 per month, another is $25 per month per person, that is for team, and this is one per $20 per month. In case you can use GPT 4 fourth version, this is 3.5, and this is fourth version, means higher version, and also some other additional data analysis is available in plus module. Means you have to just paste your table or the large data. They this chat means this chat GPT will analyze and give the result. Like I am just opening one example, I am taking one example. Suppose I have one example here. How it is going to work, I am just telling once, you can see. We have to start with the message, because this is chatbot, so you can type your question here, and this will give the best answer. Like what is you can ask what is your name. So this is going to immediately, this will going to answer. It is not like it is somewhere it is written. They it is trained for 10 years data, and the year means 2020, it is up to 2022. After 2022, this is not going to means respond about the data even. If you are going to ask any question, this is going to answer. This will give answer within seconds. Like here means what is your name, we have typed here in the response, I am chat GPT virtual assistant created by OpenAI. I don't have personal name, but you can call me chat GPT. How can I assist you today? So you can see, if you are asking what is biodiversity, what is alpha biodiversity. So this is going to answer, alpha biodiversity refers to the diversity of the species within the ecosystem or a particular area. So this is specific definition. If you going to check the flag, it is not matching every and at any place for time. Another is like what is beta biodiversity. Then again this is the answer. High beta biodiversity indicates significant difference in the species composition between the habitat, and this is refer variability or turnover of the species composition between different habitat or different ecosystem within a larger region. So it is working in that way only, means you can put your question, this is going to answer. But in case suppose you are going to analyze the data, then how it is going to work? Suppose I have a larger data or one table is there, like I am just putting this table. But if you are putting the table, then you have to put the table with the caption. Without caption, C or he, whatever it is, that cannot be misunderstanding can be there. You have to put the complete caption and the table. Here I have just put land use pattern study area showing changes over a period of 23 years, classes, hectare, etc., etc. So now just submitting this. So what is going to give the result. Here you can see it is going to make simply like this one. This is creating by their self only, and then analyzing agriculture area, barren area, settlement. Are you listening, right? Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
So here you can see what table I have pasted here. In this way, he has or she has created. It looks like you have provided table showing the land use pattern, the study area for period of 23 years from 2023. Table include different land use classes, the respective area in hectare. Here summary. This is again they have created their table, right? Okay, then few observation can be made from this. So only what you can do, immediately you can copy from this and paste in your result whatever you have written somewhere. So that is the same way he or she is going to tell you that how data can be analyzed. Like agriculture area under agriculture has steadily increased over the years from 6014 in 2000 to 21,613 in 2023, indicating significant expansion. So within second analysis of the data, last data even, that can be done using chat GPT 3.5. It is free. There is no, I have not going for the plus or team. So without any cost, you can use in your EI report. It is not for biodiversity only. Any type of data you can utilize, you can analyze using chat GPT 3.5. And this type of interpretation is coming. Even what I am going to tell this, write interpretation for above table. It is not like every time you have to give the data. Only thing like yeah, if she or he has given the data interpretation, so similarly he is going. Here you can see something is different from the previous one. What in case here only observation has been given, agriculture, barren land, settlement, vegetation, water, etc., etc., for changing, slight decrease or increase, etc., etc. Here is the interpretation. What agriculture significant increase in agricultural land from 2023 suggests a notable expansion of farming activity in the study area. This could be due to factors such as population growth, technological advancement in agriculture, or changes in land management practices. And what is the interpretation exactly? That by definition, interpretation means what is the outcome, why it has been happened. So this has been given. This could be the due to the factors such as population growth, technological advancement in agriculture, or changes in the land management practices. Then barren land, similarly for settlement, similarly for vegetation. The consistent decrease in vegetation area highlights a concerning trend of deforestation or loss of natural habitat. This decline in vegetation could be attributed to the factors such as urban expansion, agriculture expansion, or other human activity impacting the natural environment. Now what you have to do, it has been, see, without any effort you get this type of data, this type of analysis. Now wisely you can use whatever you have visited the site, recorded some observation, you can put some different words, attributes, etc. Here you can make unique, make more unique, more meaningful. But without, you can see within 30 second or 50 second we will get this type of analysis. Again if you are the limitation is this chat GPT 3.5 free version will not accept any pictorial representation. Like suppose I am putting this, so this is not going to paste here, this is not going to happen. If I am pasting here, it is not. If we are putting any type of biological, ecological, or ecological stress, suppose like this, so it is going to paste, and you enter, immediately this is going to reply in this way. What is ecological stress, what is the attributes, etc., 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 whatever it is, on the basis of 10 years data from different, even during this hundreds of searches are going on. And if you check by PCX or some plags or software, it is coming to less than 15 plag. Why 15%? Because some words will be matching, of course. Even if you are going to turn in software to use for using the flag, checking the flag, then it will be 90%. It is less than 20%. Sometime it is 10% even, but of course less than 20%, which is acceptable for our EIA. So you can also use for EIA preparation, data interpretation. Again, I can use one another table. Suppose I have this table, right? Only thing you have to copy with caption. The table heading is also required. If table heading will not be there, so analysis will not be there. It will be done, but this will be going to confuse sometime. See, this I have pasted here. Now I have just entered. So this is going to create one table. This is on the basis of their search only. So now interpretation is going to happen. Tree density variation, total trees and area, high and low density zones, and potential area for improvement, overall assessment. So this is one type of interpretation. You can just copy, and you can see like here we can paste, right? So this is the type of use of the AI, artificial intelligence, in your biodiversity. Another we have density of shrubs. So I am just going to put again here, enter. The table generation by for their analysis only. They are means the software is generating for the table for their self to analyze the data. Here you can see interpretation, shrub density variation, total shrub and area, high and low density zone, comparison with the tree density, ecological significance, and this is the interpretation. Again, you can just copy, and here you can paste. So this is the type of interpretation. In the same way, if you have what we have like air, water, soil, noise, etc., etc., means the results in tabular form, a long data. So only what you have to do, only you have to just copy and paste with heading. Like here I am just pasting this. It is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see immediately this software is going to type and interpret the data on the basis of what input you have given. So this is going to make the report very efficiently. You have to make interpretation, write up, etc., etc., for a long. Otherwise, what is going to happen exactly? You are just pasting data into the existing EI report. You have just taken one sample, a template. You are modifying the data. But in this case, the report will be unique. If you are only having data has been generated in the Word format, that you have to paste here, and the write up will be there. So what will be going to, only thing I have to just copy and I have to paste here somewhere where it is required. So overall detailed analysis of that table, you can see everything has been calculated. Total cost, the calculated cost, the attribute cost is this, based on oxygen produced by the plant and shrub, the cost is this, and total cost will be this. The calculated cost will be this, and the total cost of this area will be this. And now what you have to do, only thing is some term you have to add, some sentences you have to write to make it more significant. Why? Because this is using artificial intelligence, and you are recorded some observation from the site. They are not going to visit the site, right? So whatever type of interpretation or something you have, then you can put something. So you can use wisely. You cannot use blindly. You have to use wisely this chat GPT. So in this manner you can use the chat GPT for anything. Means it is not like if some support you are not having a write up for this. So again you can type here and you can get the data something. What is the basic formula, what is the ratio, how it is going to interpret, everything is there. Now again you can simply copy and paste in the report that you will get for calculation, etc., etc. You can paste this and you can just copy and paste here, then again analysis will be there. BCR is this, even they have calculated. So you can see this is the way this chat GPT is providing option 1, option 2, option 3, everything it is calculated, and whatever provided in the tabular form, it is going to make interpretation in the write-up form. Even the formula here it is given and they have calculated about this. So total alternative option X approximately is coming to this, and for option number 2, for option number 3, everything it has been given. And similarly, suppose mitigation measures or something is going to provide, a write-up is going, means only tabular data. If you are going to interpret the tabular data, then you can provide. Otherwise you can say like what type of activity is required. Here you can see what activities it is required for schedule 1 species encountered in study area. As specific question you will provide, the specific answer will be there. If you are providing that generic term, then generic answers will be there. So simply like what type of activity or what activity required for schedule 1 species encountered in study area. So they have referred that EIA, habitat assessment, survey, monitoring, mitigation measure, blah 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 is required. If you see, if you type what activities, a conservation activity, peacock in study area, then what is there? Peacock is power study this. So this type of activity is required. Education, awareness, protecting habitat, connectivity, mitigation for wildlife conflict, disease monitoring and management, research in climate change, blah blah blah. We have it is coming. So here you can see the activity, means you are asking, some person is asking about. So here you can take some activity, it is for the wildlife. Again if you are having like what conservation activities to be proposed for protecting कल्प वृक्ष, कोई भी किसी भी टाइप का अगर वर्ड आपके पास है, कल्प वृक्ष, कल्प तरु, समथिंग लाइक दैट. So again the activities his scientific research, monitoring, surveillance, habitat restoration, protecting from development, crisis response plan, public participation, community engagement, cultural festival, celebration, tourism management, traditional knowledge, international collaboration, blah blah blah. So you can see I think Mr. Dige, hello, Mr. Bharat Bhushan,
Yes sir, yes
are you
sir.
getting this right?
Yes sir.
So by using chat GPT, if you have the specific question, immediately will get the specific answers.
Yes.
Legal protection, now you have already means given. Now what you have to do, you have to only even ask for budget also. So what budget is required for above activities? Only thing is you have to cite what type of, even spelling mistake will work. Here you can see this is going to budgetary provision will not be given by this, because this AI is only working for thematical plans, but budgetary provision you have to suggest from your side only as per your understanding, because it is depending on sometime statutory conditions are there, sometime NGOs are there, sometime wildlife officers are saying that this type of budget is required. So budget will not be given, means number or rupees will not be given, but activities, like for all these activity you can make some type of budget. Cost for this, cost for this, cost for this is given. Cost for implementing monitoring plan, funding for implementing a restoration plan, budget for this. So accordingly you can make some cost, like how much cost is required for this, how much cost for this, blah blah blah. So all 15 points are there. Then you can make a tabular form, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh for each. Then immediately will get how much cost is going to incur for this activity. Correct? So now I think you understood, everyone understood about how chat GPT is going to use, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Because see, sometime you have to use all these things. Otherwise, what is the use of the training program? It is, I have only given demo for some type of data. You can use as per your understanding. As you use this type of software, you will of course make skillful in using the chat GPT or some other AI softwares. Then you will make good report, you will make good quality of AI report. Because every time when you are analyzing the data using such type of AI software or chat GPT tools, etc., then what is going to happen, because this is not going to repeat, or this is not taken from the existing data, it is not copied from the existing data, it is the newly designed type of analysis. So your document will be means precise and quality. So that add the value in your AI report that you have to use either in EIA, either in preparation of biodiversity. Even biodiversity loss, I said, because I am whatever I have pasted the data, it is from the biodiversity loss assessment only. So this is you can see estimation of biodiversity and how from where it is coming. So I have one minutes of meeting. This is one case study which we are going to discuss tomorrow for Sahapur East underground coal mining project of 0.7 million ton, right? And at the last, some observation from the EAC. What one is tree plantation. I am highlighting where biodiversity loss is there. Third point, PP shall conduct a study. Can you see this, right?
Yes, sir.
Deepti, can you write? Can you read this highlighted point? Are you listening? Abhimanyu?
PP shall conduct a study on ecology and biodiversity loss upon diversion of stream in commensurate with the loss of coal and submit protection measures for stream without diversion.
Okay. मीन्स हम सेकेंड पॉइंट को भूल जाएं कि स्टीम डाइवर्जन नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा, दैट इज डिफरेंट थिंग. बट पहला जो पॉइंट है, फर्स्ट लाइन जो बोल रही, पीपीसीएल कंडक्ट स्टडी ऑन इकोलॉजी बायोडाइवर्सिटी लॉस अपॉन डाइवर्जन ऑफ द स्ट्रीम. That means this is coming from the EAC. When divergence are there and proposal has been deferred for these 5 points. So out of 5 point, I have worked for two. We have prepared two report. One is the tree plantation for 20% area out of 659, because this is 659 hectare area. Another report we have prepared, this biodiversity loss, which is here we have shown biodiversity assessment and estimation of biodiversity loss upon diversion of stream in commensurate with the loss of coal and mitigation measures. This Sahapurist underground coal mining project, 659 hectare, 0.7 million ton coal production by underground coal mining, village Chunia, Senduri, Kathotia, blah blah blah. It is in Madhya Pradesh, Chocolate Company. So that we have prepared. Yesterday, tomorrow we'll see how it is going to happen and how we have to calculate the biodiversity loss using 22 parameters. So this is the source from where the biodiversity loss is to be asked for preparation of the report, because it is not in the standard TAR, it is not in the specific TAR, but it is coming as per the scenario, it as per the condition, or when divergence are happening. So in this case, one nala was there that is going to divert. So that's the reason EAC has asked for this biodiversity loss assessment. So that was, and the last part of this is the role of biodiversity expert in EIA report. That is very crucial, of course. Before, yeah, I have another PPT. In that I will discuss how it is actually going to calculate. This one, part 2. So I am just opening this PDF file so that you will understand only this. Yeah. Yesterday also we have shared this type of ecological sensitivity. Whenever ecological sensitivity is required, you have to put in tabular form, serial number, ecological sensitivity, distance, direction, and you have to provide first yes or no, then distance and direction. And if it is kaun sa hai, then the name of the that ecological sensitive area. Okay, and criteria for selecting VEC, that depending on the protected area, rarity, endemic species or economic importance, umbrella species, and also red species, of course, indicators. That has been already discussed. For management plan, that is biodiversity impact plan, that we have to delineate in depending on the situation or depending on the surrounding area, that is known as ecological impact assessment. This is majorly applied for all type of industry, all type of project, either area development project or area involving project like mining, river valley, or highway, railway, etc., or point sources like factories. So in case the biodiversity offset we have to enter when biodiversity losses are there. So we have to assess the biodiversity and we have to calculate the biodiversity value. Then we can then we can calculate the amount of biodiversity loss. After calculating the biodiversity loss into the rupees, then we have to select the best offset. Offset means the for the on the basis of ecological criteria we have to select the conservation plan or biodiversity management plan or something. Then determining the size of offset, that offset we have to determine how much size is required, and then design the conservation intervention for the biodiversity gain, and then we have to submit these offset or conservation plan, biodiversity conservation plan or biodiversity management plan to the concerned authority for approval. After approving, then only a proponent or the concerned authority can enter into implementation of those offsets. In EIA, as we know that EIA having chapter 4 for impact assessment on the basis of location and size, schedule of the construction and operation phases, potential sources of impact, nature of emission, receiving environment for the emissions, extent, magnitude and duration of the disturbance, alternative sites and design, past and current future proposals also, and associated development. But in case of some ecosystem components are there, and that component like naturalness and integrity, habitat quality, population viability, rarity, endangerment, extinction risk, genetic diversity, alteration in home range, habitat, resilience, feasibility, stability, and conservation significance. Also, ecosystem uniqueness is also important for impact evaluation. On that basis only, we have to fix the anticipated impact on existing biodiversity and the anticipated impact on workers or on the human in the vicinity due to the existing biodiversity. That means we have to anticipate vice versa, not only every time we are mentioning the impact on biodiversity, not by the biodiversity, because it is not only happening that only existing biodiversity is affecting. Of course, biodiversity is affecting the people also. So that we have to all possible and plausible probable impact should be identified in proper manner, and we have to provide in tabular form. Only tabular form. First is the serial number, aspect, or the activity whatever you are going to, then anticipated impact, mitigation measures, and budget. I will give you the table also. Here it is, like this is for EB. If you are going for EB, so what is the attribute which is going to affect the EB? Potential sources for pollution, magnitude of pollution, impact on biodiversity, control measures, what type of control measures you are going to, then what is the resource requirement, what is the budget requirement, responsibility you have to fix, time frame, as you are also putting in QMS, the time frame is required, the monitoring is required, because for any type of EMP or BMP, this is for EB, so this is known as BMP, Biodiversity Management Plan. Okay, so monitoring is required, or simply we can say supervision, and sometime we have to provide some basic answers in the biodiversity concern when we are providing the BMP, Biodiversity Management Plan, like what impact will be the project have on genetic composition of all the species encountered in the study or in the biodiversity study, and also major systematic population changes appearing to be taken place or not, how will the project proposal affect ecosystem services, do the proposal set a precedent for conversion to a more intensive level, are biological resources in question at the limit of its range? Does the species demonstrate adaptability, and what level of the confidence can be assigned for the interpretation of the effects? And some more questions are there related to the biodiversity management plan that we have to address in our EIA report, or simply we can say the biodiversity report, right? For sorry, green belt development, there is a criteria of course, and the role of biodiversity expert to make good means plan for green belt in three tier system, and the plan should be recommended especially for absorption of the gases, or we can say the on the basis of pollution load, like tolerance species will be there, longer duration of foliage which should be there, freely exposed foliage will be there, adequate height of the crown, openness of foliage in canopy, big leaves, broad leaves should be there, large number of stomata index or aperture will be there, and that, and also suspended particulate matter is like high GLC of PM10 at 2.5, then height and spread of crown will be should be given for the selection of plant in the green belt, and roughness of the bark etc we have to consider. And for recommended plant species, here a sample we have provided, like three tier system we have to provide, tier 1 2 3, and height and row, number of row it is not fixed, it can be depending on that length, because 2 into 2 meter space is provided for one tree as per the condition selection criteria, or simply criteria for MFCC, that 2500 per hectare is required to put density in case of green belt in industries. So 2 into 2 means 4 meter for one tree. So accordingly, rows you cannot fix, but height and type of habit you can fix in all the tires 1 to 3 toward the plant. That middle layer is same, first tire is toward the boundary. And the cost calculation, you can calculate the cost for capital cost and recurring cost, depending on, it is not like every time fencing cost will be there, or every time tree guard is required, depending on the situation. If your site is open, then tree guard is required. If site is not open, the tree guard is not required. So cost will be different for different situations. And here is the sample green belt map. I think you have referred this. For conservation plan generic outline, here it is given. Yesterday also someone is asking, so I have already circulated this. So like brief description of the project, ecological profile, that is baseline study, impact of the project, impact on livelihood of local communities, then changes on human wildlife interaction, risk of conflict, specific mitigation measures, post project monitoring and evaluation plan, and then you have to provide the conclusion. If you have some bibliography or supporting document, then you can provide as an annexure. So this is one generic outline, because there is no fixed guideline for conservation plan, that you can provide a wildlife species conservation plan or biodiversity conservation plan. Here we have given some question criteria for evaluating the completeness of EB report. That you can check here. You can see the criteria we have given here. The questions are there. On these questions, you have to get the answer yes or no. If maximum like more than 70% question has been answered yes, that means your report is 70% correct. And if it is more, that is acceptable. If it less than 70%, then EB report is not acceptable. That you have to check. I have already circulated this. On that basis, you have to check your report that what I have or you have included or not. So these two pages for this. Then what are challenges? Of course, challenges are there. Sometime adequate knowledge about the legislation, adequate lack of regional biodiversity data, lack of clearing defined, because TAR is very poorly addressed. What to be done, what not to be done, it is not written, or not, there is no guideline, such guideline that what we have to cover in the baseline data or something. So it is totally depend on the biodiversity expert that what type of activity we have to do or not. So that, and also short duration has been given for a 314 kilometer square area. Even there is no such guideline that we have to cover whole study area or some part of the study area. And some NABET assessor, sometime people are asking, or sometime NABET, sorry, EAC or SEC person asking how you have conducted this study, this much type of study area you have covered in 3-4 days or something. If there is no such guideline, then how this question is coming actually? So first important thing is to integrate or developing such type of guideline, that what type of area to be covered for baseline study, in especially in case of biodiversity. It should not be 10 kilometer, because biodiversity is not going to affect 10 kilometer by the developmental activity. Even in case of highway, it is passing through a number of kilometer, 100 kilometer, 200, 500 kilometer, but study area should not be 10 kilometer. Why? Because 10 kilometer aerially it is a longer way. Even the vibration is not going to 10 kilometer. So there is some inconsistency, insufficient mechanism for evaluating and no such guidelines. So these are the challenges for the biodiversity in EIA. Of course, mitigation measures we have to provide accordingly as per BMP we have prepared. And also EB expert play a significant role in EIA study for ecological status and to assess the negative or positive impact. Also EB expert can explain how the biodiversity assets and biodiversity offset has been introduced, and how the negative impact has been reduced and positive impact has been created by implementing such type of offset. And also EB expert is responsible for green belt development, or mangrove, sorry, group plantation, or shelter belt plantation. Shelter belt plantation is the term for the mining. Green belt is a term for industry, and the plantation is a term for infrastructure project, or simply we can say the building in township 38, 39 sector. So these three terms are there, we need to identify, because green belt will not be cannot be developed in the building. Shelter belt is for mining area. There is also again we cannot have 4 into 2 into 2, so that is the shelter belt. And for the green belt, that is especially for industrial area. Even the guideline for developing green belt in industry, which has been developed by CPCB in year of 2000, that is for industry only. So I think you are aware about. Here you can see the here you can see. So if you type this guideline for developing green belts, it was issued by CPCB Prop 75, Prop 75 1999 2000. It was issued in March 2000, means आज से 24 साल पहले. So it is for industries, it is not for mining area, or not for the infrastructure project or construction project or something. If you read this, 210 pages are there. So this is about everything, whatever written here, it is for the industries. So it should be understood that the green belt concept is for industries, for mining, shelter belt, and for plant, the term plantation is for infrastructure project. Yeah, we can say construction project. So that's all for today. Now a session is open for question and answer. I have shared one what yeah here. uh, I think this will be discussed tomorrow, right? Huh, okay. This is the tree enumeration. For that tree density we have also covered. 351 they have encountered in that study area for 12.733 hectare. But I think we'll discuss tomorrow. No problem. Okay. And this map also again will come tomorrow, because here you can see this is the starting point of, if you follow my cursor, this is the nala. This total area, if you see, this is the border line for this mining lease area of 659 hectare, and this is the entry point from the north side is the nala. This one is the nala, natural nala. It is passing through this mining lease. So this is about 15 hectare area covered by this nala. So that is the diversion which has been happened in this mining, underground coal mining. For that diversion of nala, biodiversity loss assessment has been done. So tomorrow we'll discuss along with the Excel sheet how to calculate and what type of parameters are there, how to fix the cost for the each parameter, which is highly variable. That will be discussed tomorrow. Now you can ask the questions. I think only thing that due to back. Okay, no problem. So any other questions are there? No, no problem. You can ask a question if you have. Otherwise, I will share the assignment again. Assignment number 2, and that assignment you have to do the same way. Only typed questions means you have to type, not type. Sorry, you have to write by hand, because writing by hand there are 5 questions. Name 2 AI powered software which can be used for biodiversity. Write 3 goals of SDG associated with biodiversity. Hint is given. What is CBD? You have to discuss something, and write 3 strategy for biodiversity conservation. And what is GSR 261 dated 15th April 2004. So these are 5 questions which you have to. I have not given, actually. We have planned to give the one exercise for using Chat GPT, but because it is basic, I don't know exactly how much you understood. You have to do the exercise, but you can do exercise as per your own requirement. We have not given as assignment. So this assignment will be pasted tomorrow, will be circulated tomorrow, not sorry, today, for submission of this assignment by tomorrow 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Okay, I think this is sufficient for today, right? So tomorrow
Yes, sir.
we'll discuss about biodiversity loss. Yeah. Any questions?
Sir, I wanted to ask, first of all, thank you for providing such a wonderful information for today. Wanted to ask about Markson and Captain AI tools. Is there any image representative thing which you can show to us? Means how actually it works?
Yeah. See, sorry. In case of these two software, these are, as I have shown demo for Chat GPT. This one is only chat boot, right? But in case of Marson or Captain, that is full software where, like GIS software. I think you are aware about some GIS software, QGIS, ArcGIS or something, ADAS, Imagine, etc., etc. So this is the full software where you can make offsets, and you can represent, because some GIS tools are also required. It is integrated. You are asking, there's some like understanding, for understanding some representation is there. It is available. I have already told that some Google links we have provided in the PPT. You have to refer, even YouTube link I have given, because it is not included in our session. That's why I have not given the demo, and it is free. Both softwares are free. You can download. I have already shared on WhatsApp for Marcel, and link has been given. Even the user guide including 134 pages is given. In that, all the commands using the screenshot has been given. If you refer that guideline, you can use. First you have to install this software, then you have to open this software, then you should have some type of offset or some type of case study, some area kml file, etc., the input file you have to have. Then you can start using after reading the user manual. So user manual is already there, which is already circulated. I think you have seen.
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I've seen. Yes.
So yeah, by using that, you have to do some practice. You cannot see chat gpt is very simple because this is based on messaging, so that I have given here. But in case of the software handling, it requires again some exercise. So separate exercise are there. YouTube link has been already given, that is free. I am not, because I am not giving such type. We are giving demonstration for ArcGIS. We are giving demonstration of QGIS. That is separate training sessions. Even we that is recorded sessions. So you can, if you are interested, learn for those software, that you can take some separate training program. Here two software which we have included, that is for understanding that how it is already there and it is not new. The company, the some startup has already doing such type of activity using AI for biodiversity conservation, and one demo has been given which is included in our study, in the training. But the learning of Marson, or we can say the captain, is not included. You have to learn as per your understanding, as per your requirement, separately. And the data we have already provided, study material we have, ppt we have sent, software we have sent, link we have sent, YouTube link is already there. Only thing, that time you have to spare some time, you have to open those links, you have to learn for sparing time. That is important. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other questions are there? Okay, I think there is no questions. Thank you very much. So now I am just stopping this session for today, second day, and tomorrow we'll learn about only the calculation based, and tomorrow exercise will be there. Also, we use Chat GPT again for analyzing the data. I have already given demonstration by from that table only, but we have done from our side. Tomorrow, you have to do from your side. I will circulate some data. I will paste some data here, or I will share data on your email in advance, that you have to use in during our session, and you have to means give the results. What is the result is there. You can also share your screen, so you should be ready for your exercise. I hope you are using laptop. If you are not using laptop, then you have to use laptop for tomorrow, because without laptop you cannot share the screen and you cannot do all the activity. So that is for sure, you have to use. Yeah, a question from Dr. Isukapalli. Yes, please.
Sir, this is regarding green belt
Hmm.
development.
Mhm.
And in your presentation, I saw that some shrubs, herbs, and also that included in the under green belt. But habit assessors are actually not accepting those things.
See,
Uh,
for green belt, as per the requirement of the ministry, even ministry guideline, 2 into 2 are the tree density is 2500 per hectare,
uh,
is the tree only.
yes, sir.
I said for green belt you have to maintain, even the grasses is required.
Hmm.
Why? Because to sustain, to means restore,
Hmm.
to live, means to even stand alone, because the tree will not be stand alone. So
Yes, sir.
some shrubs, some grasses are required, that we have to plant. Only thing, you have to separate, you have to give the list separately for the tree as per the tree density.
Tree
This is
density.
the number of tree as per tree density, 200 2500 per hectare. How much area you are covering, you have to calculate.
Okay,
That is
sir.
number. But for supporting, because ecosystem you have to create.
Hmm.
For
Yes.
creating ecosystem, you have to provide the shrubs, you have to provide the grasses,
Okay.
everything we have to provide.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Sure.
tree will not be surviving at
Mm.
your area in industries.
Okay, sir.
People are not understanding this. They are
Yes.
not biodiversity expert. They are
Exactly.
not understanding the ecology of that area. So
Exactly.
they are only understanding the thing that which given in the
Guidelines.
notifications,
Yes.
that 2500 per hectare.
Yes,
Of
sir.
course, we have to provide this, but to survive the plant, like how the family is going to make are going to happen. फैमिली एक पर्सन से नहीं बनती, राइट? फैमिली
Exactly.
के लिए पहले दो लोग होने चाहिए, फिर बच्चे होते हैं, उनके बच्चे या समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो दैट
Yes.
इज द फैमिली. सिमिलरली प्लांट की भी फैमिली के लिए उनके साथ एसोसिएटेड कुछ लोग होने चाहिए. अकेला पेड़ भी कब तक खड़ा रहेगा? ऑफ कोर्स सम ट्रीज आर ऑफ कोर्स हैविंग सच टाइप ऑफ, उनके साथ अपना इकोसिस्टम लेके चलते
Mm.
हैं, सॉइल के साथ या रूट सिस्टम के साथ. बट
Yes.
every tree cannot survive alone or stand alone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
that we have to
Thank you.
explain. ये असेसर्स तो बोल रहे हैं, उनको बोलने दीजिए,
Yeah.
बिकॉज वो आपके एरिया को नहीं जान रहे. दैट यू हैव टू बी कॉन्फिडेंट इन दैट मच कि हाँ आप जो कर रहे हैं वो सही कर रहे हैं.
Sir, and one more doubt, sir. And some pharmaceutical companies in some industries, where within the industrial area, some during the expansion project, sir. So the 33% of the area is not allotted for green belt, sir. So how can we do that one?
See, in such case, basically, for
Mm.
any industry, either small or big, there
Mm.
is no any relaxation for the green belt 33%, right?
Yes.
So, if it is existing, then only it can be done outside the premises.
Okay.
Whatever the area available by any authority, even developmental authority, might means some notified
Yes.
industrial area authority or
Mm.
something,
Mm.
then they can take some land on lease for more than 15 years. Then
Okay.
they can develop green belt for existing plants only.
Okay.
But if you are proposing the new one, there is
Mm.
no relaxation.
Mm.
Either 700 square meter, 100 square meter, you have to propose 33%.
And one more doubt, sir. Can they plant near the villages or roadside? Some can do the plantation can be done in that places also, or do they need to do only by leasing the area?
No, it is not required to
Mm.
provide the land on lease only.
Mm.
It can be done any manner,
Mm.
but only thing is one two criteria that should be followed by the industry. One, it should be nearer,
Neither.
most nearer to the industry,
Right.
because it is not the plantation;
Okay.
it is the green belt.
Yes.
So better is which is like 100 meter, 500 meter maximum to 1 kilometer.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Right,
sir.
one thing. Second is they have to ensure that protection of the plant will be more than 15 years, because tree requires some time to make fruitful generations, right?
Yes. Yes.
So at least 10-15 years are required. So
Okay.
protection for next 10-15 years should be ensured by the industry,
Mm.
then it can be happened.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, any other questions from the participant? Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow for the last day, third day, and we'll have the exercise. So be ready with. I already told that you have to use your laptop. Excel sheet you have to open. Even today also we have this view, but I will tell you tomorrow, because if I am going to tell this study area today, and tomorrow again we have to discuss about, so that you can you must understand what is the scenario, existing scenario of the biodiversity. I think I have already shared the link on day one for this video. If you have not seen, please see once, please watch this. And also I request again to all the participants, please subscribe our channel, because a number of video for EIA and in EI domain is all freely available, that you can refer to others also. And sometime we are also posting some site visit after visiting the site or something, that is available on that channel only, so you can take benefit from this channel. So thanks today for this time, 2 hours you have spared here for understanding the biodiversity loss, and tomorrow is the last day for understanding the biodiversity loss and calculation of biodiversity loss. So we'll meet tomorrow 7:30 with the same link. Link will be the same as we have circulated on the first day. Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you,
day,
sir.
good
Thank you,
night.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
You,
you, sir.
sir.
Thank